Yo, what's going on? It's the NRW or Nerds Rule the World. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange. And today I will be interviewing one of my favorite voice actors, Amber Nash, aka Pam Poovey from Archer. Season 12 is out right now on FX. So let's check out the trailer before we get into my conversation with Amber Nash, aka Pam Poovey, y'all.
My tactics were flawless, and yet my forces lie decimated.
Because you left your beastman exposed to his chaos dwarf.
Prepare, knave, to...
Call me knave again.
Whoa!
Oh, hello there. You're probably wondering what we're doing. Short answer, saving the Earth. Again.
Okay, we'll pull out here.
Phrasing.
It's time for a Pam page. It's a play on words, Pam and Rampage. Pam page!
Climate change is a threatening problem.
I recycle.
$3 ties from Goodwill don't count.
That's the second biggest automatic lube wall I've ever seen.
Helicopter! I'm not leaving without you, Cyril. I need something soft to land on.
What's with all these overly decorative pests?
You mean butterflies?
Kill them as caterpillars, I say.
Boom, there you go. The trailer for season 12 of Archer on FX right now. Check it out. And you see her on the screen. Like I said, I'm super excited for her. Amber Nash, my favorite character, aka Pam Poovey. How are you? I'm sending off air horns right now. You don't hear it because I didn't want to deafen you. But right now there's air horns like a DJ. He's blasting off. So I'm super excited that you're here.
I'm so glad to be here.
It's a pleasure. Man, season 12 is out now. What has been the feedback like now that it's finally out there? I think we have like a couple episodes left now.
Yeah, sorry, you cut out for a minute. What was the question again?
Oh, no worries. What has the feedback been like now that season 12 is out and into the world? We're getting it.
Yeah, I think people are digging it. You know, because when we came back to the real world in season 11, I think people were like, oh, cool. It's like, it's fresh again because we're going back to how it used to be. And I think people are digging more of that. And the other cool thing too is like for the first 10 seasons, you know, Adam Reed was the creator and he wrote all the first 10 seasons of episodes. And so last season and this season it's been written by all different people. So every episode you're like, oh, okay, this has got a different flavor to it. And so it's just been a lot of fun to kind of see what other writers and other brains are doing with all these crazy characters.
It has been. I was a little like, what's going on with the previous two seasons, like you said, because we were in Archer's brain, you know, he's been in a coma. And so now it's been, okay, it's what we know, which is, you know, not that I didn't like the previous two seasons, but I was like,
Sure.
When are we going to get back to normal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, but I think everybody's digging it. I think the audiences are digging it. I know I'm digging it. So
oh, heck yeah. And like you said, for the reasons that we had some different writers to just add a little bit more flavor to it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Pam Poovey, my favorite character of all time. You are so amazing as the voice. Just a little bit about, you know, the growth of your character into now season 12. What have been some of your favorite moments?
Oh my gosh, it's been such a ride playing this character because she's so different than how she started. Like in the very first episode, in the pilot, when they introduced Pam, they say Pam, the mousy director of HR, mousy. And it's like, nobody would describe Pam as mousy today. So like,
hell no.
I think, yeah, right. I think it was like somewhere in season 2, they were like, wait a minute, this character could be doing a lot more cool stuff. Or they just needed somebody to do stuff. And they're like, oh, we'll let Pam do it. And then eventually, after letting Pam do it for a long time, she had all this cool shit she could do. And yeah, watching her grow and kind of become a fan favorite has been so cool because you just don't know how people are going to react to your character.
Oh, yeah.
But she's got such a big heart. And I think at the end of the day, like, she's the least worst person on the show. You know what I mean? Like everybody's a terrible person, but I think she's the least terrible.
Yes.
Like I really do think that she would like come change your tire for you or like really come save you if you needed it. You know what I mean? So it's been fun to watch her. The other thing that I've loved so much is I think it was 2014, maybe a little bit later, but when Pam Poovey was in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And I was like, blows my mind. Like I'm a kid from the 80s. So that's like the ultimate thing. Like it's either
Yes.
that or like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Like it doesn't get any like more iconic than that. So it's been cool to see her become like a sex icon in a weird
Oh
way.
yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I love it. Were you ever shocked by anything once you like saw the script? And or when you actually saw the animation after the fact, you know?
Yes, both. Like I come from a comedy background, so I've heard it all, I've seen it all, but there's definitely been times where I was like, are we gonna be able to do that? Like, are we gonna be able to say that? And it's like, yep, nobody cares. You're on at 10 o'clock. I guess you can say anything. And then there was another one. I can't remember what season this was, but I was talking to some of the guys that like make the show, like do the hard work and like animate the show.
Yeah.
And it was like a sex scene between Lana and Archer. And so it was like a long time coming, right? And every year, you know, the animation gets like more impressive and more insane, and they hire more people to do it. And they were doing the sex scene between Archer and Pam, and Casey, who's our executive director, was like, we've done it and we sent it off, and I don't think FX is going to clear it because it is very gratuitous. He was talking about like, because of what they could do with animation and the technology, like the way like Lana's boobs were kind of swinging, they were like, are we going to get away with this? And FX was like, yeah, sure, go for it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh man, I'm just recalling so many amazing moments and with Pam, and I just can only imagine how fun it had to be on your side, you know, as an actor as well. When I was looking at your bio, you kind of went into the industry in a weird way, like how it all came from improv in a way as well, and kind of a little bit later in the game, you know, not automatically after college. Can you just maybe give a little background on that, and just any recommendations for other young actors that are out there?
Yeah,
that you can still do it.
Totally. Like it wasn't growing up, like the idea of like having a career as an artist was just like, no, that's not what we do. That's not even like accessible to us.
Yeah.
And so I just never thought of it as like a career choice. And so I was the first person in my family to go to college. And when I did, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do something like, you know, I'm going to do biology. Like that'll get me a job somewhere. Right. And then like, I couldn't hack it because I wasn't smart enough. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to change this up. And then I did psychology and I really fell in love with it. And so I was going to school, but I really felt like there was something lacking, like something creative, like I needed an outlet. And so I'd seen an improv show. I'd never seen one before. And I was like, what is this? Like, it's like anything's possible. It was super fun and really rowdy. And so I started taking classes, and then I was like, can I do this for a living? I kept my real job for a long time. And then I finally was just like, let me take the leap and see if I can do this. And so I quit my job and like, I started trying to gig and like get work doing this and that. And so I was doing shows at the theater that I still work at, Dad's Garage, where Lucky also works, who plays Dr. Krieger.
Awesome.
So I've known him for 20 years. And so I was trying to make a go of it and, you know, just kind of piecing together work. And I met the guys that make Archer. They were making a show. They were making an Adult Swim show that's based here in Atlanta, and they needed somebody to come in and do like a little bit role, like a weird voice. And so I came in and did it, and then they just kept calling me because I would show up in like 30 minutes, and they could pay me like under the table, and I was like easy to work with. And so when Archer came about, like the show we were working on, Frisky Dingo, got canceled. They were like, I didn't even audition for Archer. They were like, do you want this role? And I was like,
hell yeah.
Everybody else. Isn't that crazy?
Hell
like
yeah.
Everybody else was like a celebrity. And then there was this actor from Atlanta that they were like, hey, do you want to try this? And so it was a lot of hard work. I mean, you know, nobody comes out of nowhere. Nobody's an overnight success. Everybody's been working their ass off for 20 years before they become an overnight success. But I think it was just doing the work and sticking with it. And improv is my teacher. Like I wasn't trained to do acting. I wasn't trained to do voice work. And like, I learned everything on the job and through doing improv, and because of a lot of really good people that saw something in me and helped me out. So when you do get to a point where you have a little bit of time and you can take a breath, you got to go back and help out some people like you coming up, you know?
Totally agree. Completely agree. I've dabbled in theater, a little bit of improv and stage, obviously. And I give the most respect, and especially as a producer, if I'm casting, if you have theater, then I know you put in that work and you're going to nail the role. So mad respect on that. So with that being said, though, when you're doing, theater and improv, that's live performance, in front of audience that's going to give you that automatic feedback. Was it difficult with that transition in with voice acting? Because you're not getting that instant feedback. You're just kind of saying your lines and, and you're just kind of like looking over the producer to like, did I get that right? Like, how was that for you?
Totally. It was so hard. It was so different. And like, you're right. You don't, because you're so like, it's almost like you're an addict. When you do stage work, comedy, you're like just looking for that. You're looking for that connection to the audience and the energy you get back. But you're also looking for those laughs, and you don't get any of that when you're by yourself. And that's doing on camera work and doing voice work. And so in the beginning, it was kind of hard because you also don't have anybody to play with. Like you're not with another, at least the way we do it. Like you're not in the booth with another actor, so you're just playing to the microphone. And so you got to use a lot of like imagination, which luckily improv kind of helped with that. So I had this big imagination so I could kind of just imagine everything in the booth with me. But one of the good things that did really help is that I am lucky enough to live in the city where they make the show. So when I go in, Lucky's usually there, the producers are there, the director's there, but like other people like Aisha and John, they live in different cities. So they're just like patched in, But so when I'm there, if I record something funny, I can see them laughing through the glass. I can't hear it, but I can see it. And so I'm like, I nailed that one. So I still do get a little bit of that feedback. And it was definitely an adjustment to figure it out. But I really enjoy that kind of work. And the other thing too, is in the beginning, I didn't know what anybody sounded like. I didn't know how Chris was going to deliver his lines. Like I'd never met anybody. And so now we've been doing it for so long, I can imagine how it's going to sound when Jessica says something, and not Jessica, it's so sad.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
But when Judy says something, I can imagine what that's going to sound like,
Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. I love it. So what was it like? I'm sorry, going back because I'm just so curious because it's such an amazing cast, and you guys just perform and it's crazy with people that don't know voice acting that again you could be in the studio together, but a lot of times, like you said, you're separate. So when you finally got the chance to meet Aisha and oh my gosh, the name's escaping me, John, when you finally got to meet up with them as a cast, meet up at the end, what was it like when you first met them, encountering them, and just the feedback you got from them?
It was so cool because the first time I met them was the second year that Archer was at Comic-Con. So the first year, I think it was just Aisha and John and maybe like a couple of the producers. So the first year that I went to Comic-Con, I was introduced to John, and he's as much of a smartass in real life as he is not in real life. And so they introduced me to John, and he goes, "Did they fly you coach?" And I was like, "Who is this guy?" but then it was like, how when you meet somebody that's that kind of person and they immediately start ribbing you, and you're like, "Okay, we're cool." Like that means he likes me,
That's awesome.
And then Aisha. So Aisha is always busy because she's a very important person, and she was running from like one thing to another, and so we were set up doing like our signing on the floor. Yeah. So we're all set up and we're signing posters. And then all of a sudden I see Aisha, and she's like 6 feet tall. She's wearing like a white suit. She looks impeccable. It was like I could hear like angels singing. And I'm like, holy shit, Aisha Tyler. She's amazing. And then you meet her. She's so beautiful and like so glamorous. And then you meet her and she's like, she got the dirtiest mouth. She's like so down to earth. She's just a regular person. So it was really fun getting to know everybody. And Chris Parnell is like so nice. He's like really the nicest person I think I've ever met in the business. He's just very genuine. He remembers everything you've ever told him, and he will ask you about your family next time you see him. Yeah, it was amazing to meet everybody.
That's super cool. I've been lucky to meet John and Aisha. Haven't met Chris yet, but that just is great news to hear that they're all around good people. So oh man, I love it. I love it. So all right, your fame is blowing up. Pam Poovey is our character that is just stealing the show. And so now you decide to get into regular acting with the Heart of America. How did that come about? Was that kind of like the pathway to that?
Yeah, so I was getting, to be known for doing voice work, but I'd started as like an on-stage actor. So I was like, I wanna see if people will react to me doing other kinds of stuff. And so I talked to my husband and I was like, hey, he's a writer. And I was like, will you write something for me? And he's like, yeah. So him and his partner that write together wrote Heart of America. And I got to play a bunch of characters, which is what I learned to do doing improv. So I played the 4 main characters. That was so much fun to do. And so, yeah, we did that as our first kind of foray into doing screen work. And so we made that, we put it out online, and it was really fun to do. Like, it was a lot of work, but it was super duper fun. And so then after we did that, we did our short film, and then now we've come to our feature film. So it's been just, dipping our toes in and see it. Because the thing about improv is that it goes away. Like, once you've done the show, it's gone forever. It'll never come back, which is part of the magic of it. But to do something that you can actually go back and watch is fun too.
I love it. So now successfully funded How to Ruin the Holidays. Congratulations. Amazing. And you have Aisha on this, yep. Colin Mockery, Henry Zabrowski, Luke Davis, who young up and coming actor.
Luke is an actor with special needs that we met when we were doing that was awesome, our short film, and he's incredible. And so when we made that, my husband Kevin was like, I need to write something for Luke because he's such an incredible actor. And so that's how the idea for this film came about.
That's beautiful. What can you tell the people that aren't familiar with How to Ruin the Holidays without spoilers, a little bit of information about it?
Sure. So it's basically like a struggling comedian played by me, and my roommate is Aisha. And so we're like living in LA, things suck. I go home for the holidays. I haven't been home in a long time. My dad is Colin Mockery, and he's kind of like lost it a little bit and is like a doomsday prepper, and like the house is kind of falling apart. And then my brother, who's played by Luke, who's an actor with special needs, is like keeping it together. And, dad's really struggling. And then I have a sister that I'm kind of competitive with. And so, you know how going home for the holidays can be. And so that's really stressful. And then, shit gets crazy while I'm at home. And then by the end, we're all a happy family, hopefully.
I love it. So I love the fact that you and Aisha are roommates. So that Archer connection a little bit. So I'm assuming you go from LA back to Atlanta because this is headquartered in Atlanta and you're based in Atlanta. Yeah. So we're going to see some Atlanta love. Yeah.
So we're shooting here because it's way cheaper to shoot in Atlanta than it is to shoot in LA. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I'm dying to see it. I can't wait. And congratulations on getting that funded. And if there's additional funding needs to be happening, because I know how hard it can be to make films and how much money is needed, please let us know. We'd want to put out a new Kickstarter, whatever we can do to support it. But I'm so happy that it's on its way. And for season 12 of Archer, do we know if 13 is popping? Do you have any insight?
This is so great. I'm going to break this here right now because right before I hopped on with you, I checked my email and we got an email saying that they were going to announce at 5 p.m. Eastern, and it's 5:16, that Archer's getting a 13th season. So,
yay! So it's not a bad 13, it's a lucky 13.
Yeah, that's right.
I love it. I'm so excited. Congratulations. And Amber, again, you are absolutely amazing. My wife and I truly adore you. You're our favorite character on the show. You are our favorite character. I love when Pam got him, not you, but Pam, had the crack habit. Just everything that she went through was just, when you have a bad day, you can turn on Archer and it just makes everything go away. And so, I think that's why we get into entertainment, is just to decompress and just have fun sometimes. And I love it. And you are an attributing factor to that, Amber. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Before we leave out, can we throw your Twitter and socials out there to everybody listening?
Yeah, at Amber C. Nash for Twitter and for Instagram. And you can follow How to Ruin the Holidays at How to Ruin the Holidays on Twitter and at Ruin the Holidays on Instagram. And all that stuff's on my page too, so you can find out about it. So you can kind of see what we're up to as we make the movie, and it should be a lot of fun to follow.
There we go. And I'll add that to the description on YouTube as well. So you guys can just immediately after this interview, go click on that, give her all the follows and check out and support everything Amber's doing. One last question. So that was the big promo. Because we are the NRW, where nerds rule the world. Are you a card carrying nerd?
You know what? I wish I was, but sometimes I feel like a poser.
You are. Yeah, I'm sure there's something in everything. And so this is the last question. If you were to give a TED Talk, aka nerdy talk on anything, what would it be?
It would probably be on something like I really love, like, because I studied psychology, like I love how when the human brain goes wrong. So it would probably be something on like why people kill or something like that.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Amber. This was truly a pleasure. You made my day today. This was a lot of fun. Everybody, make sure you check out Amber Nash. All her links are below. For me, Kuya P, it's at the legend Kuya P on everything. I appreciate it. NRW or nerds rule the world. All right, there we go.
Holy shit, snacks, Kuya P. What the fuck?
I love it. Oh, I'm so thank you so much for that. I'm so honored. I appreciate you so much, Amber. Truly a pleasure.